Hello, I'm Jackie Kurtz with Starlux Local TV, and I'll be your host today. And I'd like to welcome Dr. Daniel Judge with Dynamic Life Chiropractic as our guest. Dr. Judge, thank you so much for joining us on this interview today.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Jackie. I'm really excited to be here and glad to participate.
Now, Dr. Judge is going to share with us his advice on how to go about finding and what to look for in a great chiropractor. So, Dr. Judge, you know, there's literally thousands of people that go online every single month in search of a new chiropractor. Perhaps they're new to an area, or maybe they're just searching out chiropractic services for the first time. What advice would you give to someone who's looking for a new chiropractor?
Well, yeah, that's a great question, Jackie, because of course when you're new to an area and you're trying to find a healthcare provider, it can be a bit daunting. You want to find someone who's going to give you excellent care and who you can have a good relationship with. Of course, the age-old advice is really the best to ask for a personal recommendation. You know, ask either other healthcare providers that you have, if they have a professional referral, or neighbors, friends, family. But if you don't have those options available, then going online and reading some reviews is really a great way of doing it. Because with our online community now, you can get a lot of pretty honest reviews, and you have to kind of sort through them a little bit to see which ones sound like they're a real review with integrity. But that's a great way to kind of get some information about a place before you go in to see them. And then I always recommend, once you make an appointment, go in, you continue the evaluation process. Just because you got a referral from your other doctor that you love doesn't mean that the chiropractor they referred you to is going to be someone that you love. And so I always recommend see what the staff is like when you talk to them on the phone, when you walk into the office, what's the environment, and then when you meet the doctor, what's your rapport? Do you feel like you trust them? And be willing to trust your intuition, because often your intuition is giving you really accurate information in many cases. And so if something doesn't feel right, then try another place. It doesn't hurt to interview a few doctors before you settle on the place you want to get care.
That's really good advice, especially the part about going online and reading the ratings and reviews. I mean, if you're new to an area or you don't know someone who's been able to benefit from chiropractic care, the idea of reading those ratings and reviews could possibly give you an idea of the type of an experience you might get. So tell us, Dr. Judge, if someone were to take that initial step with your office, what type of an experience might they get?
Well, we try and make it a really good experience from the moment they walk into the door to the moment they leave, of course. So when someone comes into our office, we like to greet them warmly, and we like to know that they're coming. And then we'll help them fill out paperwork, or there's also an option to fill out paperwork online, which is nice. Then you just fill it out at home on your couch, send it to us, we download it, and you can just come in and we're ready to go. When you're in the office, we give you a little walk about the office so you can see where all of our different rooms and equipment is laid out. I think it makes people feel more comfortable when they have seen the full facility. And then we have a little refreshment area. We have coffee and tea and water and some snacks if people are hungry while they're waiting for the doctor. Then once you meet the doctor, first we'll sit down and we'll have a consultation. We'll talk about your concerns, why you're coming, what's the purpose of the visit for you, and what are your goals with care, what would you like to achieve. Once we know that, then we can make some determination about whether we're the right place to help you achieve those goals, or in some cases we get someone who comes in for a consultation and we find that maybe they need to go see another provider other than us that we think is going to fit their needs better. If we think that we're the right fit, then we're going to proceed to our examination. We have some of the more state-of-the-art examination tools and procedures. We're very detailed, so it takes a little bit longer maybe than some people are used to. Our first exam and consultation visit takes about an hour total, but by the end of that we'll know for sure whether we can help. If we know we can help, then the next step we do is we take some x-rays to find out exactly what the makeup of the spine is. There's some really important reasons for doing that. There can be some congenital abnormalities that we wouldn't know if we didn't take x-rays. that would change how we need to correct the spine. And also the way that the spine is misaligned is often very difficult to determine unless you have a good picture of that. So we take some of the most advanced x-rays in chiropractic or in medicine for studying the alignment of the spine. And what that allows us to do is help people generally with a lot less adjusting. So after we take the x-rays, we'll set up the next visit. We're going to take some time to really evaluate the case, study the x-rays. So on the next visit, we'll sit down and we'll go over everything we found, and then we'll deliver the first adjustment or correction to the spine at that point.
Wow, that sounds absolutely wonderful. And I know for me personally, when it comes to my health care, what really matters to me is, first of all, just knowing that the doctor is taking the time to really understand my concerns. And second of all, just knowing that I'm not being rushed through that process. So tell us, what makes you different or unique from, say, other chiropractors in the Birmingham area?
Well, thank you for asking that. We have a tagline that I love, which is wellness starts with a level head. And the reason we use that is that we specialize actually in the very upper neck. And I always like to stress when I say that doesn't mean we ignore the rest of the body. Even though we specialize in the upper neck, some of the most common problems that we treat are back pain and hip pain. We, of course, also treat a lot of migraine headaches, neck pain, carpal tunnel syndrome, but even problems down to the feet can be affected by what's happening in your head and your neck. So usually people have some questions about how that works, but that's really what allows us to do less adjusting. If we can get the head alignment and really good alignment, it actually helps the rest of the body to realign, and therefore we need to do less correction to the spine, and we need typically less treatment to do that. The way that works, and usually it makes sense to people as soon as they start to think about it, is that your body is really, and your posture is really dependent on your head position. And it's just the way that we're designed. We stand on 2 feet, so we need to be balanced between those 2 feet. And your head, for the most part, guides a lot of your motion. You either see things or you hear things, and your body reacts automatically. If you think about like a hunter-gatherer, if you hear something, you need to turn your head, or even playing sports, or just something as simple as walking down the street. You hear a noise that you don't expect, and your whole body automatically reacts to that, starting with your head. So anytime you move your head, it changes your center of gravity, and automatically muscles all the way down your body, down your spine, down into your legs, have to change what they're doing to keep you balanced so you don't fall over. Just like if I reach out my hand, it changes my weight, but my body automatically compensates for that. So what happens to people is they get neck injuries, car accidents, sports injuries, and their neck might be sore for a couple days, but then the immediate soreness and inflammation goes down, but the problem isn't actually resolved. They've got a misalignment now where their head is stuck crooked, but the body has already compensated for that by shifting the shoulders and twisting the pelvis. And so you get this twisted body posture, which causes abnormal motion. Now every movement that you do is a little bit off, and the longer you do that, it causes a progressive wear and tear. So a lot of times people will have their neck and their head misaligned for years, and they start developing chronic back problems and chronic hip problems and chronic headaches, and they can't get to the root of it. It's because all their treatment is focused on just the area and the pain, and they're not looking at what's the structure. So we look at form and structure and function, and we really try and get people balanced, and that allows the body to really go through a true healing process.
Well, that's just great information, Dr. Judge. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, if someone were to want to get a hold of you to ask additional questions or to set that first appointment with you, how might they be able to go about doing that?
Well, the best way to do that is really to call the office. We have our number on the screen here. It's 248-593-0843. And I should mention we do have 2 offices. So we have the Birmingham location, which is this number, and then we have the Farmington office, which is 248-478-6203. And when you call, we'll talk to you on the phone. We'll find out if it sounds like your issue is the right kind of problem, and then we'll get you set up with an appointment. You can also email us if you prefer. You can go online and email us, and then we can email back and forth to set up a time. But that's really the first step, and then we'll take it from there. Typically, we can get you in within a matter of days from when you contact us.
Wonderful. Dr. Judge, thank you again for just taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us on this interview with us, and just for sharing that great information. We really appreciate it.
Well, you're really welcome, Jackie, and I really enjoyed it, and I hope it was helpful and useful for your viewers.
And for our viewers who are watching, if you live in the Birmingham area or surrounding community and you're looking for a great chiropractor, I highly recommend that you give Dr. Judge a call today. And thank you for watching. Join us again when we shine the spotlight on another local expert right here on Starlux Local TV.